Hey there, everybody, and welcome to the Happiness Jungle TV show with yours truly, Lyn-Dee Eldridge. And this week, I am more than happy to introduce you to a gentleman that, like-minded people, we all just stick together. And this gentleman not only brings me so much inspiration into my own life and my own business, but when he walks into a room, or he is speaking from stage, or he is head of events, you can feel his presence because he is all about making a difference while making a living. And he's also serving our country. He is in the Army, and I just want to say thank you so much just for that alone, being in front of us and making sure that we Americans are safe and sound. So without further ado, I wanted to introduce you to a very good friend of mine. I met him a little bit over a year ago, and he's also a co-brand partner with Les Brown, as I am, and he's also a certified trainer with John Maxwell. So that really does tell you a lot about the gentleman who I'm going to introduce you to. He loves to pour inspiration into himself. When he talks, we need to listen because he actually walks his walk and he talks his talk. So without further ado, I am so excited to be able to share him with you from North Carolina, Mr. Scott Fortune the Fourth. And I want you all to enjoy this next 27 minutes with what he's going to share with you because he has uplifted my life. He has helped me change my life, and he's going to do the same thing for you. So without further ado, hello, Scott.
Lyn-Dee, thank you. And to the happiness jungle, if you want it, you can get it, no matter the hours or sweat you put in it. If you speak it, you will reap it. So go on, go after it, and go get it. And when life deals you its blow, step up and say, oh, heck no. Lean forward in the trench and fight for your mission, goals, and dreams, all right? Lyn-Dee, thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here with you today.
Oh, my God, Scott, you just gave me goosebumps from my head down to my toes. What you just shared with everybody just absolutely resonated with me. And I know that if it touched me, it touched them as well. So I'm now introducing you to everybody all over the world. And this is your 27 minutes that I want to give to you. I want to learn about where were you, where have you been, and how did you get to where you are today? Can you share your story with us?
Lyn-Dee, since the last time I spoke to you and seen you in person, which was an incredible moment that you and I shared together in Fort Lauderdale, I have been a sponge. I've just been open to receiving as much information as I can, checking in the happiness jungle to listen to messages and just really trying to fill my cup. I've learned a long time ago that, there's two types of people. Either you're a river or either you're a reservoir. You're either pouring into people or you're receiving. In this realm of my life right now, I've been both. I've been pouring into people, but I've also taken a little bit of time out for myself to receive information, to develop my own personal growth so I can continue sharing. So a little bit about me. I'm from a small town in Ohio called Wilmington, Ohio. I grew up in a small town with my dad. My mother and dad, for whatever reason, decided at a young age that it was best for them to depart. So since the age of 7, my dad really took the reins and he raised us by himself, myself, my brother, sister, and I. And my dad always told us, no matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, he almost sounded like Les Brown, we were going to make it. With God's help, I am going to raise you. And it was that mindset at an early age, because of the adversity we'd faced and losing our house, that, you know what, it's all about survival now. And that has really been with me ever since then.
Well, Scott, I know that there's a lot of people that are listening to us right now, and they're relating to your story about how tough life can really, really be. But no matter what, as long as you have faith and you are surrounding yourself with people that are doers, you have no choice but to be a winner. And you truly are a winner. And you are a proven product of that. So thank you so much for sharing that part of your story with us, because many people think that just because we are now where we are, that we've always had that luck, and that just isn't the case, you know? So thank you so much for sharing that heartfelt story about you, your family, and your parents. And what keeps you going, Scott?
What keeps me going is the fact that I know that to you and to your listeners, there is a mission in you. And when you choose to accept it and go all out to accomplish your mission, goals, and dreams, not only will you change, you will change the world. You know, it was Mahatma Gandhi that said, be the change that you want to see in the world. And I know what keeps me going is that there is a mission in each and every single one of us. Some of us really don't even know it yet, but there is. And our goal here, and my goal and our goal at Fortune International Seminars, is to really tap into that and help people distract, disrupt, and inspire them to accomplish their mission, goal, and dream in life. And that's what we're doing across the country.
Yes, you are. And you are doing it so fabulous and so well. So are you on a lot of different platforms that our viewers could participate with your seminars? Because they are life-changing. And you do give the belief that everything is possible. So are your seminars, are they on the internet? How do they connect with you in your seminars?
How you connect with us is this way. I've taken this stance right here. I have reached out to several different speakers, trainers, and coaches within the Les Brown team. Mm-hmm. And I just asked them one simple question. Do you want to speak? Do you have a story? And would you like to impact your local community? With an overwhelming response, they typically say yes. And I say, okay, let's book a local venue. Let's promote that event and let's pour into people. That is what I've been doing across the country. People like Luke Bonenberger. I've continued to talk to Sabrina Lawton. We are going to connect. I've connected with people like Michael Layton. I've connected with Dr. Jamie Pendergrass, who I'd like to talk about a little bit later. And that's what we've done. I don't care if you feel like you have a message or not. I just believe that, you know what? If this is what you want to do, the people will come to hear what you have to say. And that's what we've been doing, right? That's exactly what we've been doing.
Absolutely. And there's many people that don't desire to be speakers, but they should be in the audience as students. And I always say, when the student is ready, the teachers appear. And all you have to do is just park yourself in the seat and be able to take copious notes and be a sponge. And here you are bringing that platform to us, bringing those leaders to us. And all we have to do is just show up. What did you say? Excuse me. Showing up sometimes is a hard part to do, but once you get up, take a shower, put on your shoes, get dressed, and walk out the door, what happens after that?
You know, it was General Colin Powell that said, a dream does not happen by magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work to fulfill a dream and make a dream come true. And a lot of that does have to do with showing up. You know, I've often heard that when you show up, you get opportunities in life 80% of the time. But if you show up on time, you get opportunities in life 85% of the time. But if you show up on time with a plan, you get opportunities in life 90% of the time. But Lyn-Dee, if you show up on time with a plan, implement the plan, you get opportunities 95% of the time. But if you show up on time with a plan, implement the plan, and execute it, you get the opportunities in life 100% of the time. And that's what I talk about across the country.
I love it. I love it. And the process is still hard. Just because you showed up, just because you became attentive, doesn't mean that it's going to be easy from there. You and I both know that as we build our entities into massive platforms. So we also share with people the mindset of that you have to also expect to change along the way. Can you share that with people as well?
One of the things that we're rolling out, and I have, it's an honor and a privilege to be working alongside of a gentleman by the name of Mr. Hendrick Miller. He is an English instructor who taught at West Point. And one of the things that we're rolling out and talking about is it is hard, but you have to have some sort of a game plan, a roadmap to get you there. And one of the things that, I find, more often than not when I'm working and talking and coaching with people is that a lot of the times what's hard is that we are in our own way. We have a set of limiting beliefs that we hold on to, and it literally stops us dead in our tracks from fulfilling our purpose. And what I like to teach people is to acknowledge those obstacles. I'm reminded of a story, Lyn-Dee, when I was in Wisconsin. And in my mind, I thought that someone that I knew, loved, and trusted betrayed me. In my mind. And I stopped dead in my tracks. I stopped going toward my mission, goal, and dream in life. I got off the path and I stopped. This obstacle appeared and it seemed too high to go over and too low to go under it. And I just stopped. And I'll never forget a good friend of mine named Vernice Armour called me. And I'll never forget what she said to me. She said, "Scott, I hear in your voice that you're going through something, and I don't want you to say another word." She said, "Scott, listen to me." She said, "Scott, acknowledge the obstacles, but do not give them power. Obstacles are not just obstacles, but rather divine intervention to redirect your steps to put you on the right path." In that moment, Lyn-Dee, I woke up. In that moment, I got focused on my mission, goal, and dream in life. In that moment, I died to who I was so that I could give birth to the person that I was to become. So to answer your question, that's what we teach people. We teach people to acknowledge the obstacle, not only acknowledge it, but talk about how it makes you feel, right? And then let's navigate through that and get on with the mission.
Wow. That was really, really powerful because there are so many people that are hitting those blocks, hitting those challenges and those obstacles, and they say, well, I guess it's not for me. I'm going to give up. And you just gave everybody permission to give themselves permission to knock those down and just to focus on exactly what it is that they want to do and go back to believing in themselves. Scott, that was so powerful. You even hit me. We too, as leaders, sometimes need to hear that because let's face reality. As we're building our enterprises and we're doing everything in our power, there are obstacles that come into our way. And sometimes we get stunned, pushed back. But then what we do is that we start communicating with you and I, with people just with our mindset instead of the doom and gloom. So let's talk about the 5 people that you mostly hang out with. Because when you're going through any of these challenges, right, any of these obstacles, if you're talking and the 5 people that are mostly connected to you are doom and gloom, well, you're not going to succeed very much. So let's speak about that for a second, because I find this, for me, to be a very important component that I stay on track, even when I feel like my train track has dismantled itself a little bit.
Lyn-Dee, I have heard that the 5 people that we hang out with, those are the people that we will become the average of. Mm-hmm. That is very profound to hear. And I've made it a point. For example, my CEO of Fortune International Seminars is a gentleman by the name of Mr. Sean Logan. You could visit him and get to know him on our website. I've known him since I was 7 years old. This is a gentleman that continues to speak life into me and into others. Another gentleman my marketing director by the name of Mr. Kevin Frost. Who would have known 20 years ago, sitting, eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and crackers and tuna fish? Who would have thought that 20 years ago, this gentleman would be sitting in my apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, saying, Scott, there is something about you. There is something about you when you speak, people gravitate to your words. He used to tell me all the time, you should be a hired tongue. I've never heard that before. Basically, he said people will pay you to hear you speak. And really, for me, it's not about how much money you make speaking. It's how many hearts can you touch. Sean Logan, Kevin Frost, my executive trainer, Mr. Aubrey McDonald, retired Chief Warrant Officer from the United States Army. He is a person that I gravitate to. He is a true leader. He is the epitome of what leadership is. Then I have to look at people like you, Lyn-Dee. You and I have talked. Now that I've tuned into your show, this is the Happiness Jungle is a place that I can retreat to get filled up. Mm-hmm. So I have to add you, and then major mentors, the command signal, the command center, if you will, Mr. Les Brown. And I'm going to be with Mr. John Maxwell for the next 5 days starting this week, and just incredible. So those would be the 5 people that I could think of right off the top of my head.
I love it. And each one of them brings a new meaning to our plates. And I'm so excited that you're going to be out down here in Orlando, with John Maxwell. He's absolutely a mentor of mine as well. So as you're filling yourself up, because I know you're not empty. I know you are not empty. But to be able to say that for the next 5 days, you are going to be basically at a retreat, even though it's not a normal retreat, but in a place where, again, with known paper in hand, again, becoming a student. People think that they never have to become a student again. And you and I understand that we're a student for life, and how you're allowing others to pour into you, and you're pouring into other people. And I've also been on your website. I've also been following you, and I do see the powerful people that you have created to be a part of. You see, nothing happens by accident. Everything happens because we take action. And I'm so excited that you shared so many of those golden nuggets with us and with the audiences, because everybody thinks, well, if I just show up someplace, maybe, I'll finally get recognized. But it's not that simple. You just can't step into a room and go, oh, well, nobody recognized me. I guess this isn't my platform. You really, truly have to start integrating yourself and understanding what it is like to build better relationships in your life. Right?
That's right. And let's take this, for example, this bottle of alcohol. If we continue to pour alcohol out of this and never fill it up, we're not going to have any more to treat what's ailing us, right? So when I think about the Happiness Jungle, when I think about the John Maxwell team going and sitting in a place like that for the next 4 or 5 days, I am filling myself back up so I can continue to pour into others. And it doesn't matter with the certifications, the certificates. You can be certified, but you may not be qualified, right, to speak life into people if you're not living by example and continuing to feed your gift and your passion in life. So I am really excited about what's to come and what our team is going to be doing.
Yeah, I'm so happy you shared that as well, because you could show up, you could be certified at anything, you could have graduated, but the bottom line is, how are you showing up? And you always show up to shine. Thank you so much for being a part of the Happiness Jungle. I greatly appreciate it. I know that when I pour into others how to truly live a more joyful life, going through all of the hurdles in life, as your cookies are crumbling, it is all about attitude and action. And I'm so thrilled that you shared that with everybody, because it's important. It's really important for people to realize that you are real, you're authentic, And you work hard each and every day. I know that, Scott, because I watch you, whether
Yes.
it's on social media or I run into somebody that knows you. You left such an impression on people. And I think that that's what people want to leave for themselves. They want to leave a powerful impression and to be able to go to sleep at night going, good day, really, really good day.
That's right.
Yeah. And,
That's right.
yeah. So, resting your head at night, making sure you have a good night's sleep, making sure you wake up in the morning just to restart and redo again. I love that about you. You really, truly are a man on a mission with purpose, but you've got the action. You definitely take the action. What else would you like to say to our audience to get them off their couches, to make them realize that they are more than enough? We are all more than enough. It's just that we have to do more.
Right. If you have just a little bit of faith, just a teeny bit, the size of a mustard seed, you must also know who you are, but whose you are. There is nothing that should stop you from reaching your full potential and purpose in life. I mentioned a guy that I just absolutely love. His name is Dr. Jamie Pendergrass. And Lyn-Dee, he wrote this book right here. It's called Inheritance Keys. And he simply says that the keys that we leave today will open someone's tomorrow. What type of life are we living? Are we living a selfish life or a selfless life? The keys that we leave today will open up somebody else's tomorrow. And I just wrote 3 things down. And here's one of the keys. And I'm not going to dive too much into his book because you should probably just get it or reach out to me and we'll help you get it. But one of the keys is this: do not belittle your golden ideas. Don't belittle them. I'm just going to pause right there for a second. I'm not going to say any more about that. The second key is be audacious in your attempts at whatever that you're doing. Go after it with everything in you and don't stop until you get it. And the last one is persevere. Those are 3 keys. And if we continue to do that, continue to pour into others, continue to be that example, believe me, somebody's watching you and somebody's looking at you. And maybe, just maybe, there's one of those keys that they pick up when they could have been going to a dead end, when they could have been getting to the end of the road where they're ready to throw their hands up and throw in the towel. Just maybe, one of those keys will unlock a door to a life of fulfillment.
Wow. That was powerful. This whole session is powerful. Keep going, Scott. Keep going.
Oh, my gosh. That just fires me up.
Yes.
That just fires me up because there is so much that we can do, so much that we can give. And that's what we talk about here at Fortune International Seminars. When I link up with these other speakers, I remember, Lyn-Dee, you and I sitting in that room, and I was watching all these speakers go across the stage. I was like, how do they do it? How do they do it? And I'll never forget Les Brown saying, how is none of your business? Just leap and jump out of the nest and grow your wings on the way down. What's in us comes out. Yes.
Yeah, and I know that there have been many doors that open exactly because of what you just shared that Les Brown said from stage. And I said, wow, I'm going to do it. And I'm gonna face my fear, and I'm not going to have any fear. And I'll tell you what, I pretty much became fearless, with the exception of wanting to jump out of a plane. If there's if there's something that I really, really want to go after, especially when it comes to my profession, because I'm selfless and I want to make a difference in the world and make a bigger impact, I go for it. And it's exactly what you just shared, because we were given permission. Sometimes we need to hear and get permission from somebody who's already done what they did. And then we can look at our reflections in the mirror and go, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. No matter what, I'm going to do it. So thank you so much. You know, you're a gentleman that I know you have faced many, many fears, and we continue to do that. Do you find that because of the words that Les Brown said to us from that stage, that made a big impact?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And when you listen to those stories and then you look at your own stories and you look at where you came from, who would have thought that a slow reader, an 8th grade failure, somebody that they would kick out of the reading class and send into a cardboard box with a flashlight to read Dr. Seuss because I slowed everybody else down. Who would have thought that I would have every Army instructor certification and work as a training developer for the John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center and School, Center of Excellence at Fort Bragg? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? You cannot allow your past to define your future.
Amen. Amen. And I know that this is crazy, but we are almost out of time. You said something at the beginning of the show, and I want you to repeat it because it sent chills down my spine. And I'm hoping that my audience realizes that when you say this again, that I want them to pay special close attention and really just drink it. Be a sponge right now. Scott, can you repeat what you shared with us at the beginning?
Absolutely, Lyn-Dee. If you want it, you can get it, no matter the hours or sweat you put in it. If you speak it, you will reap it. So go on, go after it, and go get it. And when life deals you its blow, step up and say, oh, heck no. Lean forward in the trench and fight for your mission, goals, and dreams, all right? Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so, so much. And with that, everybody, you see Scott's information right there on the bottom of the screen. You see his website. This gentleman is more than happy for you to reach out, and let's start changing and making your world a better place. With that, everybody, we never said life was easy, but we did say that you can be happier. And with that, everybody, take your life, own it, and go, 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 go. Bye-bye for now, everybody. Scott, thank you so, so much. You're a gift to us all.
You are welcome. Thank you.